slotted in a little Viper jet engine behind the pilot. Early versions of the aircraft featured the long, dangly legs of the piston Provost, the Jet Provost Mark I, but not many of those were made. Before the RAF ordered the Mark III, which had a much squatter undercarriage that you saw on this aircraft. Versions of the Jet Provost were not pressurised. For this, the T5 was. It had a pressure cabin, a slightly different shaped cockpit hood, and it meant it was a little bit more comfortable for instructor and pupa at higher altitudes. These were ordered in 1967, and this aircraft was accepted in September 1970. The nice thing about the Jet Provost is it retained the very nice handling of the piston Provost. Although the Viper engine sometimes came in for some criticism when it was referred to as constant thrust of variable noise. As has just been pointed out, the Viper engine was actually built to the Jindabyg target aircraft, but it was used in an awful lot of Jet Provosts, and in fact in the early NAT. As I said, this one, XW324, was accepted in September 1970, initially at 3 flight training school at Leeming.
All right, yeah.
And it eventually went to 6 FTS in 1975, wearing the markings that it still carries today. As with a lot of early jets, these early jet engines were very juicy, so internal fuel capacity had to be increased by adding a pair of tanks on the wingtips. For a while, the RAF dispensed with all propeller-driven aircraft in the training, and they started people out on the Jet Provost. So you could, at the tender age of 16 or 17, join the RAF, and the first time you ever flew in an aeroplane, let alone piloted one, would be in a Jet Provost. Pilots would be taken all the way through from their very first flight, first solo, all the way through to their wings on the JP before converting on to more powerful aircraft such as the Hunters for weapons training. The aircraft was originally built by Huntings. An aircraft was sold to Oman, Sri Lanka, Kuwait, Iraq and Venezuela. There was also a heavier version with a strengthened wing and more powerful engine, known as the Strike Master, with hard points under each wing. Well, you mentioned there, Melvin, that a lot of RAF recruits would have their first flight in one of these. A little bit different today, of course, indeed, with a tutor.
Yeah, what the You've just seen magnificently flown by Andy Priest.
I think I'd much rather make a mistake in a shooter than a JP.
Very smooth to handle. I've had the pleasure of flying it a few times. Yep, and interesting, isn't it, that so many of these aircraft, jets, we've got the Nats, we've got the JPs, are in private hands.
Yes.
And as with all flying machines, of course, it's not necessarily the buying of them that costs the money, it's the running of them.
Absolutely, it's not easy. If God had meant us to fly, he would have given us more money.